Come and dream with me.
Hello, welcome to this What Do You Want to Watch discussion about a whole bunch of different news and trailers that have been released coming out of this year's D23. I'm Ashley, I'll be your host. Joining me today is Dylan Blight.
It's me, Mickey Dylan. You hooks?
Nope, let's just jump straight with to move away from that as quickly as possible. So there was, of course, a bunch of stuff announced and shown off at D23. Of course, at time of recording, there's only been the first 2 days, but I don't think day 3 will be as prolific with different.
You say that now.
Yeah, and now we're back here again recording tomorrow night. Yeah, somehow, right. After Dylan's had a massive day at work, so we'll see.
We're here at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
recording.
All right. Of course, we're gonna have all new Marvel cast. We'll be covering all the Marvel stuff, so if you go check out podcasts there, and over on Holocron Entries, we'll all have all our Star Wars content over there. There was one thing from the Lucasfilm panel that we should bring up. They released a new trailer for the TV series Willow. Of course, this based follow-up to the 80s, I want to say, film. I've never seen Willow before. Dylan, are you a big Willow fan?
Never watched it at all.
Cool, so we are both in the same boat. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for Willow?
I don't think, is it 80s? I'm checking now. I feel like it's like...
It's got to be. It's like after Star Wars, so...
Yeah, so I think...
1988. Directed by Ron Howard.
Yeah, Ron Howard. I've never watched the movie. I've known of it. I think the trailers for the show look pretty damn good though. Like I'm quite impressed by the world building and like just the lore and the way everything looks really great and characters all seem very fun. Like I want to spend time with them. So I'm definitely keen to watch the movie for the first time because we will be doing a
spoilers. We'll be doing a spoiler cast for Willow.
Yes, spoilers. We will be doing a spoiler cast. It's not really a spoiler announcement. We'll be doing a spoiler cast for Willow.
No, I said spoilers because it's a spoiler cast. So.
Yeah, good. Yeah, okay, good point. Which I believe posts the week before from memory. I think last time I looked at the calendar. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching it because I'm sort of keen for this series now. I think it looks like a lot of fun, a lot of high, like fancy, just sort of people on an adventure. Warwick Davis is always charming, so he sort of brings that level of Warwick Davis charm to this, which is great to see. But yeah, I'm keen.
I'm very keen for it as well. I think it looked very good. I think I love the kind of enjoying what little of the world we got to see, getting kind of, like fantasy vibes, but not, it's somewhere between Game of Thrones and then also not quite Lord of the Rings, kind of this weird middle grounds where it's kind of a little bit medieval.
It's like between Lord of the Rings and the TV series Merlin.
The thing it reminded me was the Dungeons and Dragons animated show. Because obviously that had featured like a bunch of kids and that kind of stuff. Looks really good and good cast. Of course, probably people would best know probably Tony Revolori from of course Grand Budapest Hotel and the Spider-Man films. And then Erin Kellyman, who obviously was in Solo. And but also probably more known for the Falcon and Winter Soldier at this point. So so this is starting on Disney Plus from the 30th of November. So looking forward to that. Also, they did show off. Well, Harrison Ford came out and talked about the new Indiana Jones film. So that is actually happening. Of course, who's directing that? It's James Mangold, I believe, off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So,
it is, yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. And at the very least, we did get that one photo of Ki Hu Kwan, Harrison Ford together. So, which was nice. Over on the animation, over on the major Disney side, they released a new trailer for Hocus Pocus 2. Of course, this is the sequel to the 1993 film, releasing later this month on 30th September. Dylan, had you watched Hocus Pocus?
I've never watched Hocus Pocus.
Another movie that we're going to do a spoiler cast for.
We're doing a spoiler cast.
Yeah, I'd also not seen this movie. This does not build my anticipation at all.
So you hated the trailer?
I did not like this trailer or the humor or any of. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I don't think it's not that it doesn't look good. I just think it's not. I'm not the target audience. Is what I feel like it is. And from what I've seen of the original movie, like clips or little stuff like that over the years, this looks exactly like the first movie. So
okay.
That's the, not to set you off or anything, but yeah, I feel like this is just, at least based on what I know. So yeah, I didn't love it. I'm not like super excited to watch Hocus Pocus, but I know there's a lineage and a love for it, obviously, to the point that we're getting a sequel that some people are excited for. So it'll be interesting to see how we feel after watching Hocus Pocus, if we're both in here after watching the trailer for the second film going, doesn't really look like it's for me. So we'll have to see how we feel after watching that first movie. Yeah,
absolutely. Then we also got a trailer for Disenchanted, which is the sequel to Enchanted. Set 15 years later, we return to Giselle and Robert in this sequel that will feature new music from Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz, of course, starring Amy Adams, Patrick Dempsey, James Marsden, sorry. Dylan, had you watched Enchanted?
I have never watched Enchanted.
Man, we're having a good run. I too have not seen Enchanted.
Spoilers. No, actually, we haven't.
We haven't scheduled one, but we might need to.
Yeah, I mean, this looked fun to me. I definitely like this trailer better than the Hocus Pocus 2 trailer. I feel like Amy Adams has like a, brings a bright sensation to the screen and just like a sense of, there's a sense of joy to this more so than, I guess that's the whole point. Like it's meant to be a very like sort of joyful thing or whatever. So, I would be keen to watch Enchanted, I guess, for the first time ahead of this potentially.
Yeah, I mean, it looked interesting from what I know of Enchanted. It's an interesting role for Amy Adams, I guess, like to go from clearly the romantic lead of that first movie to someone being tainted by magic and kind of leaning slightly more in the darker direction. That's interesting. So, and if like Enchanted, I feel is a movie that is much beloved by a certain audience, part of the Disney audience. So yeah, there's that. They showed off some first footage of Haunted Mansion. Of course, this is the latest adaptation of the Disney ride. This time being directed by Justin Simon, who revealed that he used to work at Disneyland. That's a fun
fact
thing. Fun fact. Feel like there's an interesting cast list that I can't find right now. Here we go. Owen Wilson, Tiffany Haddish, Danny DeVito, Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson, Winona Ryder, Hassan Minaj, Dan Levy, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Jared Leto will feature as the Hatbox Ghost. Okay, so that's a thing.
I'm sort of like we didn't get to see anything. D23 audience members got to see a little bit more, but
see a trailer.
Got to see a trailer or at least something. I'm sort of keen though because I like the director. Like he did Dear White People, so that's what he's sort of known for. And like the cast looks pretty good apart from Jared Leto. So like I hope the filming's all right and everyone survives. So, but otherwise and in general, Haunted Mansion is like
like we said, it's going to be hard to method act as a
character. Yeah, well, he just kills himself.
Shit, I didn't come back.
Fucked it up. I'm sort of kid. Like I actually liked the Eddie Murphy movie because that came out when I was a kid. So like I guess I have a soft spot for that film as it is. But in general, just Haunted Mansion sort of stuff is fun. There was also that movie, I think it was called The Haunted Mansion, the animated one. That was also quite fun. So
the
house comes alive at the end or whatever.
Yeah, I want to say,
I think
Monster Mansion.
Monster Mansion, yeah, there you go. Similar sort of thing, but gets a bit wilder towards the end. So, I'm keen for this. So,
yeah. So we have Peter Pan and Wendy. This is a new adaptation of the Peter Pan story. This time expanding Wendy's character and better explaining the backstory of Peter Pan and Captain Hook's bitter rivalry. Interestingly, being directed by director David Lowery, whose most recent film was The Green Knight. But he did direct Pete's Dragon back in 2016. So, some connections to Disney. But yeah. Do we really need a Peter Pan adaptation? I feel like
yes and no. I feel like if this is good, it'll be really good, and if it's bad, it'll be really bad. Is how I feel this will go. I feel like the intentions are good, like to make Wendy more than just the girl character. Also, Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan in general, but like there is just so many sort of red flags if you watch that. Especially when it comes to the Native American stuff, of course. If you watch that film back now, so having a updated live action version of it that I'm going to presume fixes some of those issues would be quite good. And Jude Law playing Captain Hook, I think, sounds so ridiculous on paper that I can't wait to see how that all plays out. Someone's cast as Smee too that I found quite interesting. If you find the cast list, I looked it up while I was at work before. Smee. Who is Smee? Oh, Jim Gaffigan. That's right. Who was?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, I can see it. That's why I thought it was good.
No, I was trying to find. Didn't Hugh Jackman play Captain Hook in one of these movies?
Yeah. Oh fuck. Oh no, there's been so many, hasn't there? The most notable of all, of course, was Hook.
Oh, well, yeah. What was the one with what's her face? Rooney Mara.
Yeah,
that people got upset about
because she plays like whatever that character's called.
Pan. That's it.
Pan.
It was just Pan.
Yeah, he plays Blackbeard.
Joe
He plays
Wright version.
Blackbeard.
Yeah, that was a Warner Brothers one.
I never watched that.
Then there was
Garrett Hudlin played Hook in that. Rooney Mara played Tiger
Lily.
Lily.
Was the one with Jason Isaac. That was by Universal. So yeah, I'm surprising this is the first
Disney,
as far as I can tell, Disney
live action.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, so of course this is coming to Disney Plus in 2023. We got more confirmation that Barry Jenkins is directing a Mufasa movie, prequel to The Lion King. I don't think it had ever officially been called Mufasa.
No,
we just knew it was a
Lion King movie.
Lion King prequel. Yeah. Which, of course, led the internet to going crazy. I think Barry Jenkins' attachment to this film is like the major selling point too.
Yeah, like if there was anyone else directing this, I'd be like, why the fuck do I care? But the fact Barry Jenkins is doing it, you're like, okay, all right.
It's like it's going to be just two lions that Mufasa was in love with another male.
Yeah,
couldn't be together because he was king, and like
they made Mufasa gay.
He had to sleep with the other female lions to like keep
a secret
because duty demanded it.
But I mean, I do expect. Obviously, it's a Disney, it's still kids movie, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But surely, if you do get Barry Jenkins to do it, you're getting some like sort of onion layers to this for the adults to enjoy. Surely, that's what's the point?
Absolutely. So yeah, that is actually one that I'm interested in, but isn't coming out till 2024. Ages away. Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler came on stage ahead of their new live-action reimagining of Snow White. Of course, that film is coming in 2024. Weird film, but we did get a teaser trailer for The Little Mermaid. Of course, being directed by Rob Marshall, starring Halle Bailey, in which she sings "Part of Your World." Apparently, it's going to be a mix of classic songs from the movie as well as new songs from Alan Menken and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and also stars Melissa McCarthy as Ursula and Javier Bardem as Triton. Dylan, what did you think of this little teaser?
I didn't love the teaser, but I like the idea of the film, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't think it was a great teaser. Like, I thought the teaser was fine. Yeah, I'm sort of keen for the film. I loved The Little Mermaid when I was a kid. Like, it was probably one of my favorite Disney animated movies to watch, I think. So I'm keen for this. I like the cast. Like Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. That's genius. Javier Bardem as Triton. Can't picture it. Can't wait to see it. So I'm down.
Yeah.
So. And then new Lin-Manuel Miranda songs, as well as like sort of updated versions and stuff like that of the classics. Like that's all pure. Like that's Oscar nominees coming, surely.
Yeah, I like the idea of the movie. I'm not against anything. Obviously, there has been that undertone of like, obviously a black woman playing a mermaid.
You've had that since they cast her though. I feel like people forgot or something.
Since day one, but the major criticism that I've seen of this film, which I agree with, is it just kind of looks bland.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why I don't love the trailer. They don't show
comparison to the animated movie.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like, you know what it is. It's the fact that the water is just like all dark and murky and everything like that. Whereas in the animation, it's like
and clear.
Yeah, yeah. And in the animation, like it's just this. You know, it's this blue, vibrant, like
color.
Yeah. So
yeah, you can't really tell that she's underwater.
No, you can't.
So yeah, this is coming to cinemas in 2023. We got some like concept art and information about the new Pixar film Elemental. It's set in a city where fire, water, land, and air creatures all live together. The film will focus on Ember, a fire character, and Wade, a water character, who fall in love, all despite the apparent differences. Of course, this is kind of a concept that's been done before, but you know, it's being done by Pixar, so I don't have a problem with it. That's what I've seen a bunch of people posting like different things that have been used this idea of like two people who are in love but can't really.
I mean, it's just Romeo and Juliet,
unable to touch, and yeah,
like it's just right.
Except, you know, they can't ever kiss, otherwise they'll like hurt themselves.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I don't have a problem. I think it looks fine. Sounds fine to me. It's Pixar, so it'll be good, right?
Looks fine. Looks good.
Assume it'll be good.
You'd hope so.
I take that back. I hate all Pixar things.
Yeah, you too. Okay. You'd like Turning Red, so I mean, maybe I'm turning positive. Of course, we got another. They showed off some more of Win or Lose. Of course, it's the Pixar's long form series, in which they'll follow different members of a middle school softball team in the week before the big final. Hopefully this is coming out soon. I feel like I've been hearing about this one.
Yeah, I feel like we've been hearing about this one forever as well. To be honest, like maybe 3-4 years at this stage. I feel like they've been hearing about it for ages. I'm keen though. I feel like a Pixar TV series is sort of crazy. Like like giving their full talent to, not like a B team or the Disney Channel level of effort. It's Disney Plus, so you get the full esteem. And the idea sounds fun. Like this whole jumping to different characters' point of view in the lead up to the big game or whatever, trying to win finals. Sounds fun. Will Arnett. Is Will Arnett? No. Who the fuck is it? It's not Will Arnett. Someone else. Will Forte, I think. It's Will someone.
Will Forte?
Yeah, Will Forte plays a coach or whatever, so that sounds fun. Looks good. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we found out about 2 new Pixar projects coming in 2024. First one, Inside Out 2, the sequel to Inside Out, will focus on a now teenage Riley who has to deal with new emotions. Amy Poehler is confirmed to return as Joy, and the film currently has a summer 2024 release date, which will be, mid-year 2024.
Oh, I think I changed it in our news post, so it's actually, they said winter or something, so yeah.
So, end of 2024.
Yeah. End of 2024. I'm very keen for this. Inside Out's great. I loved it. I can't wait for this. Sounds great. And I love how it's like the simplest solution. How do they make a sequel to Inside Out? Well, she's a teenager now. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's such an easy way to get a sequel. It's like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a good idea. But it's how are you going to make it a kid-friendly movie without teenage emotions?
I feel like, so automatically you go, okay, well, she wants to fuck. But I mean, you just do the whole love and I don't know. Maybe Disney.
Yeah, there's other things about
anger, puberty, like they change stuff. Yeah,
it depends,
I mean, Disney's proven they're.
I mean, they just did a movie called Turning.
Yeah, and they did the whole like discussion around. Well, she was talking about pads or whatever, wasn't she? Yeah.
They had
tampons or pads, whatever it was.
Yeah, they had the Baymax.
Yeah, they had the
short about a girl having a period.
That too. Oh, I was thinking about Turning Red, but then they had the Baymax thing.
Yeah,
so
they briefly mentioned pads.
I was just thinking like that Disney's not like against mentioning, I guess, a bit more like non-kids.
Yeah.
Like it's not that they're off topics for kids. It's just like I feel like years ago they would have been like, no, kids can't hear about that stuff, or like we won't mention that stuff. So I feel like you could definitely have like, if you want to do emotions, teenager like hormones, emotions, like maybe they could touch on like sexual stuff without like outwardly being sexual. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's a way to do it that's not above PG.
I think they'll just avoid it.
I don't know. We'll see. But it's definitely gonna have romance.
Yep.
Like as a
I mean, I think love or something like that.
Yeah,
is interesting because they kind of simplified it down to these 3 emotions.
Yeah,
and they're like all sort of connected.
Yeah, I mean,
in one way or another.
We're trying to think about it.
You're adding new ones.
Yeah, we're trying to discuss it and think about it in a quick podcast when people probably sat down for weeks at tables discussing and creating these characters. So
yeah. So very keen to see what they do here. Then we also got concept for Elio, which is Pixar's next film, which tells the story of 11-year-old Elio, who mistakenly becomes the ambassador for Earth after being beamed to space by aliens. This sounds like a great idea.
It's a silly concept, yes. I'm keen.
Yeah,
I think I read afterwards the like on during the stage presentation they explained a bit more and said that the reason, because I didn't find this out until later, the reason they beam him up is his mother is like trying to reach out to the aliens or something, and so she's trying to get beamed up, but that mistakenly beam him up. So that's the long answer there.
That's great. Yeah, apparently America Ferrera's
the mother,
so I assume.
Oh no,
plays the mum.
Yeah, one of them.
And being directed by Coco Cohomler and screenwriter Adrian Molina. So cool, very exciting. Bit of an update on Zootopia Plus, which I think we were complaining about it not coming out.
There's a couple of things we've complained or made jokes about that have happened in this whole D23 thing, which I listen to All New Marvelcast, but I'll point something else funny that's happened.
All right. So yes, this is launching November 9th. Of course, this is a bunch of short stories or shorts about the animals of Zootopia. So yeah, that's exciting.
Okay. I love Zootopia. Probably one of my favorite recent Disney movies, for sure.
Yep. They confirmed more development on Uwaju, which is a collaboration between Disney and Pan-African comic book entertainment company Kugali. It's a long-form series, is a coming-of-age story set in the fictional version of Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah. Looks good. Animation.
Yeah. Again, this project we've heard about before, but yeah.
Long time coming.
They showed footage, I believe they showed footage of Strange World, which of course is the Disney's 61st feature film that's releasing November 24th.
Yeah, I believe they showed something for the audience members, but we just got a piece on Twitter, so.
Yep.
Keen still, but yeah.
And then we've got a new film called Wish.
Yep.
So, how do you even describe this?
Well, that's what I mean, I thought it was meta. That's why I called it meta in the thing. But
okay. So Disney's Twitter, they said, Walt Disney Animation revealed its first look at Wish, their all-new feature film film that includes that explores how the iconic wishing star came to be, starring Ariana DeBose, directed by Chris Buck and Fawn Versson-Thorne.
So the plot is literally someone like wishes on a star or whatever, but then the star drops down, and like that's the character is literally called Star, and they go on an adventure or some shit, and that becomes the wishing star that you'll have so many other Disney characters wish upon in other movies. Well, I don't know if it's exactly that, but the idea is it could be that star. So
what you're saying is all the Disney movies are set in the same universe.
Yes. But I feel like it's kind of meta, especially because it's for their 100th anniversary year next year or whatever. So
yeah. And Alan Tudyk plays a goat.
Yep. I love how that's the other thing. They're like, hey, we're going to have the boys come out and sing this great song, which apparently she sung one of the songs and like tore the house down or something, which does make sense because she has a big voice. Yeah. But I love how prior to that they have Alan Tudyk come out and be like, he's like, I'm playing a goat.
All right. Yeah, and then over on, they released a couple of different things about Disney Plus. American Born Chinese. So this is a new series currently in production. It's based on a graphic novel by Jean Liu Yang. It's being executive produced by Daniel Destin Cretton. Starring people like Michelle Yeoh, Ben Wang, Yeo Yan, Chini Khan, Daniel Wu, and Jonathan Kui Kwan. It tells the story of a young boy who meets the new foreign exchange student at his school, leading him to become involved in a battle between gods of Chinese mythology. If you're a fan of like Jackie Chan Adventures or American Dragon Jake Long, I feel like this is like a live action.
Love Jackie Chan Adventures. I used to buy the monthly magazine you could get, which came with like the different medallions and shit. Holy fuck, what a show! I
feel like this like, but live action, like delving into Chinese mythology and that kind of stuff.
So I know nothing about this. I didn't even know there was a comic book or whatever the hell it's based on. All I know is I click play on this trailer. I'm like, is this fucking like live? Is this a TV version of Everything Everywhere All at Once? Like I was like watching, like, what the fuck is going on? So, and then I was also the part. So this looks great. I think this looks very good. I can't wait to watch it. But the other funny thing that stood out to me in the trailer is just the fact that like he goes up to his mum or whatever, and he's like, "Do you know who the does he say Wukong or does he say like he says Wukong, doesn't he? The Monkey King. Yeah, it's like, do you know who the Monkey King? And she's like eating it. She's like, of course, everyone knows him. Or like, what, you know, like, I thought that was kind of funny.
It's true. Other interesting thing, it's being directed by Lucy Liu. So
wasn't it one episode? Like, not all of it, but
as far as I can tell.
Yeah, because at the point in the trailer, they're like, we got a bunch of great directors, and they're like, hey, Lucy Liu, someone else.
She's the only one that was listed on Wikipedia and stuff. So
yeah. During the trailer, they list off a bunch of different people. So
I would be shocked if Daniel Cretton doesn't do one episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is coming probably 2024, maybe 2023. Very early days. So
I think 2023, based on what they showed. There's no way that's 2024.
Yeah, there was a fair bit of special effects in there already. So I expect
exactly. So
pretty far along. We got a new trailer for National Treasure: Edge of History. Of course, this is the series that's set after the events of the National Treasure films, not starring Nick Cage, in which we'll follow Jess, a dreamer in search of answers about a family who embarks on the adventure of a lifetime to uncover the truth about the past and save a lost Pan-American treasure. Dylan, are you interested in National Treasure: Edge of History?
I thought the trailer looked okay. I'd go 1 up, 1 down on our scale. Some interesting casting in here. Like, I'm like, Harvey Keitel came out of retirement for this or some shit. Like, what the fuck's going on there?
Well, he was in the movies, so.
I know, but like, when's the last time you saw him in anything? Is he acting still?
He's getting that Disney money.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's have a look.
I actually thought he was dead.
Wow.
That's my standout. I'm watching this. I'm like, Harvey Keitel. Fuck have you been? I bet you're gonna tell me he's been in a bunch of like straight to DVD movies or some bullshit.
I would say so.
Yeah, I'm fucking surprised.
He was in The Irishman. Oh,
yeah, I know he was in The Irishman.
Well, since The Irishman, he's done like 3 movies.
Okay, fair enough then. Yeah, I feel like
he's in Mike, the new Mike Tyson series.
Okay, right, cool. That's on Disney as well, isn't it? Is that Hulu?
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like I could check out the first episode for this. I don't like have a great love for those Nicolas Cage movies. Like, they're fine. I like the genre though, so that's probably what's most intriguing to me. It's just the genre, you know, secret society bullshit, treasure hunting, all that sort of stuff, whatever else. Yeah, so I'll go 1 up, 1 down on this.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know, it feels like a National Treasure movie, but with more family drama and like relationship stuff. It feels like from just this trailer. Catherine Zeta-Jones looks really good. It's cool to see Justin Bartha like show up, probably briefly at the end. I think he'll probably guest star on that episode. Fun cameo. Do you reckon we see Nick Cage? No chance of Nick Cage.
No, I feel like you could get
a Nick Cage.
I feel like you could get a Nick Cage cameo, like very short one, maybe in the final episode or something.
Yeah. Also got a new teaser for the Santa Clauses. Dylan, how much did you know about the Santa Clauses?
I knew they were doing it.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Did you know what the plot was?
I didn't know what the plot was. I knew they were doing some series. Yeah.
So of course, Tim Allen is returning to one of the most beloved Christmas franchises that I know of, as Scott Calvin / Santa. So, since Scott is on the brink of 65 and realizing that he can't be Santa forever, he announces his retirement to the elves and begins the process of finding his worthy replacement. In this teaser, he's interviewing Peyton Manning. He's not a good choice.
No.
That's kind of it. Yeah.
That's kind of just the trailer. Trailer's fine. However, I fucking love the Santa Claus. Super fan of those movies. Particularly the first one. 2 and 3.
Do you love the third one?
No, third one's the worst. But I still enjoyed it when I watched it. But the first one, I've probably watched a lot. I used to watch
go-to Christmas movie, right?
It's my go-to Christmas movie other than Die Hard. So I used to watch the Santa Claus literally every Christmas. I probably watched it every Christmas for like 10 years straight. So probably when I was like 10 to fucking 20, I swear. Like not even probably a joke. And then I've watched it periodically then. So I do love that movie. So I'm pretty darn keen to this, to be honest. To the point that live now on this podcast, I think we should do a spoiler cast each week on this podcast, man.
What, you want to do a lead up to the road to Santa Claus?
Yes.
We can make that
happen. We need to do the road to Santa Clauses, and then we need to continue it with discussions for the show.
Okay, well, I guess we could do that.
Throwing it out
or
there.
do we want to do a new podcast that is focused on
Explosion Network's Christmas?
Maybe, we'll talk about this off air.
There
will be Santa Claus's content coming to Explosion Network.
We just do Christmas stuff every year on it and just leave it for 10 months a year.
Yeah. It'll be like Apex Predators.
Fuck off.
The last thing we'll touch on here, they released a teaser trailer for Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Of course, this is the latest adaptation of Rick Riordan's book series starring Walker Scobell as Percy. Very, mood setting, I guess. Like, Percy going to Camp Half-Blood. And there's a bunch of kids. They're Greek. Dylan, do you have much attachment to the Percy Jackson?
No, I've watched the movie. I watched the movie in the cinema.
Yeah,
Kieran's a super fan, so I'll need his opinion. But I watched the movie in the cinema, the first one. Thought it was shit. I think I own the book. I don't know if I ever read it. I actually can't remember if I ever read it. Maybe did, maybe didn't. I like that the kid in this looks actually younger than old mate who played him in the movie.
Logan Lerman.
Logan Lerman. So this is a younger kid, or at least he looks younger. So I think that makes more sense based on what I know for the franchise. But yeah, this looked fine. It was just a very teasery trailer, obviously. So I'll hold my judgment.
Yeah, it looked fine. It looked like what you would expect it to look like. So yeah. I'm sure it delighted fans, but yeah, that's kind of exactly who it was for. All right, let us know on Twitter. Anything, what you loved, what you didn't love, what we missed by going to explosion.com/Twitter or jump to Discord at explosion.com/Discord. If you want to help us out here at What I Watch, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser, or tell people about the show. Leave us 5 stars anywhere we can leave 5 stars. And if you really like this episode, those with $1, head on over to our coach page at explosion.com/support. And of course, be sure to check out all new Marvel Cast and Holocron Entries for all your other D23 content, or just go to explosion.com/D23/2022 to find all our coverage of D23. All right. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess.